So Daniel Dubois has just shocked the world by knocking out Anthony Joshua before the halfway point of the fight. And not only did he knock him out, he completely dominated. He dog walked AJ. Now maybe I'm exaggerating by saying he shocked the world. Maybe it wasn't a surprise to a lot of you, but for me it definitely was. I was rooting for AJ. I was team AJ. I really wasn't expecting that. Like, I was speechless for several hours after the fight. Like, I had to check my reality. Now, I didn't think it was going to be like a walk in the park for AJ. I figured, it would take a few rounds to figure him out, and then there'd be a couple rounds of like a dogfight, and then AJ's technique would come out on top and he'd put Daniel away later in the fight, because I thought AJ had the superior power and technique. I think he still does have better technique, but clearly Daniel has much better power than AJ. Much better power. And some people were saying that Daniel's a quitter. They said he quit against Joe Joyce. They said he quit against Usyk. But I think he showed last fight against Turgovich that he's not a quitter. He's going to stay in there and trade for as long as his body will let him. And like I said, I figured that would happen in this fight, but he'd be broken down by AJ. But he's the one that broke AJ down way faster than I thought that AJ would break him down. When I look back at some of the content that was released to build up the fight, for example, the face-to-face, the one that Adeola Depot was the moderator for, you could really see how much confidence Daniel Dubois had. Like, he's the young bull, less experienced. AJ is the star. His name is first, even though Daniel's technically the champion. That didn't bother him at all, seemingly. Maybe it did, but he had a great poker face. And maybe it was because of that spar that they had that Daniel didn't want to talk about, but AJ was like, tell them what happened. Tell them what happened. And looking back, the fact that Daniel didn't talk much about it at all, other than that, it happened, what happened. I feel like that shows a lot of humility for him. Like, shows how humble Daniel is. A lot of fighters could have been like, yeah, I knocked you out in sparring. It's going to happen again in the ring. But, he's just composed, calm, quiet. And the fact that AJ got so upset in that face-to-face at what Daniel said about let's go now kind of thing, that was a little bit of a red flag to me. Because to get upset about something like that, that's just normal fight talk. And AJ clearly took it very personally. I didn't think it was that serious, but I guess AJ did. The second red flag for me happened during their ring walks. Daniel Dubois, I felt like he looked just a little bit nervous. It's his first time in front of 96,000 people. That's bound to happen. There's bound to be some nerves there, but overall, he was bouncing around, jumping up and down, ready to go. And AJ, when he walked out, he looked very stone cold serious, but not the ready for business kind of thing. Like, he's the one that looked like he had never been in front of 96,000 people before. And this was his first time, and he was, shizzle dizzling his pants. And I was trying to delude myself into thinking, no, he's just serious. He's done with the talk and he's ready to go. But I think that was nerves. That spar that they had, I think was in the back of his mind. And as we know, AJ's mental state for his fights has always been a bit questionable after the first Ruiz fight where he lost. But this loss was worse than his loss against Ruiz. He was able to bounce back from that one though. I think one of AJ's best performances is the Ruiz rematch. Clear game plan that worked to perfection. Stay behind his jab, move around, don't stand and trade too much with Ruiz. And he got the victory because of it. That's one of my favorite performances, not just from AJ, but just from any boxer in general. But yeah, with this fight against Daniel Dubois, AJ looked really bad. Clearly something was up with him mentally. He just was not all there. And I'm not trying to take away from Daniel Dubois' victory, because he did excellent, exquisite. He was amazing. He performed very well. Last fight against Turgovich a few months ago, he showed that he got an iron chin again. And again, he showed it here against Joshua. Joshua cracked him in the 5th round. He, was wobbled a little bit, but he went on an offensive defense, and a counter knocked out AJ. But right from the jump, right out the gate, Dubois was controlling the fight. He dropped AJ in round 1, wobbled him round 2, dropped him again round 3, wobbled him again round 4, and then we all know how round 5 went. From what I can remember, I've never seen AJ's chin be that bad. He has a wood chin. We know what an iron chin is. We know what a glass chin is. I would say throughout his career, AJ's had a wood chin, which is a chin that can be very durable, but it's a chin that can be broken down over time and turned into a glass chin throughout the fight. But in this fight, it was just completely glass. I saw someone say that AJ is the Amir Khan of the heavyweight division. Now, the first time that AJ got wobbled in the first round before he got dropped, I went back to the fight against Klitschko, where, he got dropped. He had to dig deep, and he came back and he beat and knocked out Vladimir Klitschko. I was holding out hope that he could do that again, just hang in there, get your groove back. But Daniel gave him no space, swarmed him, and just dismantled and destroyed him. It was really weird to see that happen to AJ. But Daniel came to fight, and I'm proud of him, man. He's young, he's hungry. He's looking to get his name out there, get the big fights, be a champion in this division. I mean, he has a belt, but another fight after this will really solidify him as a champion, because he was like kind of handed that belt because Usyk couldn't defend it in time. But now it's time for AJ to bounce back again. He started to bounce back after the Ruiz defeat. He had a really good bounce back after the Usyk defeats. He fought Jermaine Franklin, Robert Helenius, Otto Wallin, Francis Ngannou. I watched Ade Oladipo's video on this fight, and like he said, those guys are not Daniel Dubois. Daniel showed the levels, man. He really did. I agree with a lot of people saying, I think now we could get AJ versus Wilder. They both are coming off very terrible losses. And whatever happens with Usyk and Fury, I feel like Daniel Dubois could give Fury a run for his money. It won't be as easy as it was with AJ, because Fury's recovery skills during a fight are insane. But yeah, what say you all about main event Fury versus Dubois, co-main AJ versus Wilder? We still also need AJ versus Fury, although now I don't know how that would go. Clearly, as I said, Fury has insane recovery skills, AJ doesn't. And I don't want to see a rematch anytime soon between AJ and Dubois. AJ needs a bounce back fight for sure before going up against Dubois again. You gotta figure out what's up with him spiritually, mentally, what have you. Because when he's good, he's good. When you start to break him, just falls apart completely, quickly. But yeah, to end the video, congratulations, Daniel Dubois. Looking forward to your future fights. Hopefully AJ can bounce back, get a rematch. Who knows what will happen there though. But yeah, let me know what you all thought of this fight. What you think is in store in the future for either of these guys. And yeah, see you next time. Like, subscribe.